Now with the NBL.com site, it's a pretty good site, but yeah, there's a few glitches and hitches and stuff like that, but it goes alright, and I check it every day. So keep up the good work, and keep up those news stories, and keep up the links to all this stuff. And you know, maybe you need to get some player profiles updated, or a few little things like that, because there's nerdy people on the internet. That's what they look for. They look for things to complain about. They look for things, you know, people that haven't worked for an NBL club, or worked for a basketball team, or played the game, or haven't even, you know, people that pay to get into games. They just want to talk and do all this stuff because, you know, they paid their money to get in. They paid their 20, 30 bucks to get in. They don't feel as though they got satisfied enough with that, with just the game and the entertainment. And, you know, of course, you know, it's a whole new video, or a whole new story. But the prices for food, you know, who wants to pay $5 for a hot dog? Who pays $5.50 for a drink of Coke? You know, I go down to the service station and get it for $3.30. I go to the supermarket and get it for $2.30. You know, it's not viable. And how do you, like, a little hot dog costs you 10 cents to make, and a bun costs you another 30, you know, 30 cents all up to make a hot dog. You're selling hot dogs for $4.50. No wonder no one's going to the games. You know, $4.50 hot dogs, $5.50 drinks. You know, just to get a little drink and a hot dog, it's going to cost you near $10. $10, not to mention, you know, petrol to get to the game costs you $20. The way the price, you know, the fuel price is these days. You know, and it's going to cost you another $20 for parking, $10, $15 for parking. You know, even if you catch a taxi or a train, it's going to cost you another $10, $20. You know, by the time, you know, I went to a couple of games last year, Perth and Sydney in the finals down there. I think it was maybe game 1 and 3, and you know, each time I went down there, it probably cost me about $120. You know, the ticket to get in, which was $30, the fuel to get down there and back, which was like $30 again, so there's $60. You know, food, $20, and another $20 to go pay for parking. I mean, that's $100 just to go to a game. That's just for one person. And the NBL have got to look at stuff like that, you know. What they've got to really do is they've got to get rid of this 3,500 seat stadium bullshit. Got to get rid of that, and get rid of this rule that your stadium must have air conditioning. We've got to go back to the roots. We've got to go back to the roots where we've got to have teams from Canberra, we've got to have teams from Brisbane and Sydney and Hobart. The Devils, they've got to be in there, you know, and you've got to have the foundation clubs in there. Newcastle Falcons have got to be back in there. Not just because I'm from Newcastle, but you know, if you know, Newcastle have got a stadium there. You know, it might be 2,500, 3,000 people. I'm not talking about the entertainment centre here, but if the Falcons or some team were back in the league, before they even get one person through the door, if they're playing at the entertainment centre, before they even get one person through the door, they've got to pay 20 grand just to use that joint. Now, they're not going to fill the stadium up, you know, with prices the way they are these days, and they're going to half fill it, so they're going to actually pay to host the game. They're going to pay 10 grand to host the game. That's wrong. Get rid of that air conditioning rule, get rid of the 3,500 seat stadium rule, bring it back to whatever they want. And, you know, Broadmeadow Basketball Stadium over there where they used to play the NBL games, the Falcons, you know, all the money was profit, you know, cheaper ticket prices, all of it was profit, it was all in the pocket, bang, you pay for your debts, and, you know, the club survive. Got to get rid of this 3,500 seat stadium crap. Now, going back to the internet people there. The internet people, they do their thing. They're just paying customers, and they feel as though the customer's right all the time, which is not always the case. You know, and they just want to get on the internet and post shit in forums, and they don't really have a clue about what's going on in the real world of basketball, because they've never worked for a team, or they've never actually been involved with a team or a club or anything, so they don't actually know how behind the scenes works or goes. So the NBL, they do a real good job, and at the moment it's maybe on the downslide, the actual basketball in Australia, but we can get it back up. NBL site goes alright, a few glitches and stuff with the live scores and that. Other than that, should be cool. And yeah, NBL, if you're listening, this is not I'm not having a go at you guys, or I'm not letting you guys have it or anything like that. I'm just, you know, suggesting maybe how you can improve, and you know, you're 95% there already. But the other 5% is getting rid of these rules, 3,500 seat stadium and air conditioning rule, and you got to have the original teams in there. Foundation teams, Canberra, Hobart, you know, even Geelong Supercats, you know, they're going to come back. You know, they've got to be in there. They've got to be in there. You've got to have a team from Geelong. You know, you've got to have a team from Hobart. You've got to have a team from Tasmania. You've got to have a team from Brisbane. You've got to have a team from Sydney. You've got to have the Kings in there. So, you know, see what we can do over the next couple of years. And, you know, if Basketball Australia and the NBL or whatever are merging together next year or becoming one, or through this survey they did or something, well be it. But, you know, the way to go is probably not like an elite competition like the ABA. The ABA is, or CBA or whatever it is a Division 2 on a national level. You want to go one step above that. So, you know, pretty much keeping it the way it is on that side of things is alright, but, you know, basically this video is to, you know, I seen another guy on YouTube doing the same thing, offering his help, offering his services, offering his opinions on how to change or fix some certain things. You know, I'm doing the same thing. If you guys, you know, clintdogg.com, that's the site. clintdogg@aussiemail.com.au, that's the email address. If you want to send me an email, you know, former announcer for the Pirates, did it for 3 years there, 3 seasons. I'm a DJ, nightclub, the whole thing. You know, that probably won't help, but you know, that's what I do, and you know, that's what you know. If there's anywhere I can help, I can help. You know, I don't play basketball anymore. You know, I'm getting a bit old, the knees are a bit sore, but we don't play that no more. And yeah, so you know, there's people out there like the other guy I was mentioning. I can't remember his name or who his username was, but he posted a video saying, you know, a few problems and that. But you know, I don't know if the NBL contacted him, but you know, the NBL, they do a good job, but there just needs to be some changes, and maybe we can do that in the next season. And this stuff with is it still the Hummer Championship, or is it, you know, Fox Sports starting coverage, you know, week 6? That's not right. That's not right. Take it easy, check us all later, and yeah, it's still Clint Dogg, and it's still clintdogg.com.